Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who are the apostles and elders of Yasharallah. Peace and salutations to the Bayaf Dawadah, the house of David for elect. And the name of this video is going to be called It's Happening. And what am I talking about? What am I leading to? I'm leading to Jacob's trouble, the Our temptation, and MOTB, which is going back to Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 15th verse, all the way down. It's happening. What's going on right now, as we all know, or all should be in the know, is that what they're actually breaking down, okay, it's a controlled collapse. And what they're doing is they're breaking down or causing all these smaller banks to basically to go bankrupt. All right, so what they're doing is they're killing the dollar. And so when they're going to start off with these small banks, and they're going to end up with these big banks. So what they're doing is like they're causing all the destruction, all right, of the dollar right before your eyes, but they're doing it slowly. But not slowly, they're doing it controlled. You see? And a lot of people is going to be caught in the Our temptation, man. All right? And all these groups that have been talking about, all right, the RFID chip, the RFID hip is not the mark of the beast. They're going to have a rude awakening. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 10. It says, because thou has kept this is the words of Yahweh Shai, first and foremost, in the name of the Heavenly Father. Our power, talking about you so-called black Spanish Native Americans and you Israelite foreigners out there that don't look like a so-called black Spanish Native American, but this truth resides in you. All right? Our Father, his name is Yahweh. Yah means he. Hawa means is, to be, or exist. And his only begotten son, his name is Yahweh Shai. Yah means he. Hawa Shai means salvation, savior, deliver. All right? And these are in his words. Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. What's the patience of the Lord's word? This truth. Okay? This truth and enduring it to the end. Okay? It says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Now that hour of temptation is referring to Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And it reads, it says, and he had power. Who's that he? That he is talking about Esau Edom. Esau Edom is a so-called white man, but what particular Edomite? What particular so-called white man? The elite. All right, the bankers, the DuPonts, okay, the elite bankers, and that's who's causing all these things. The elites, the ones that own all these banks, okay. Oppenheimer, Rothschilds, Rockefeller, DuPont. All right, and it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. What's the image of the beast? This system that they're getting ready to bring in. They're getting ready to bring in the fourth industrial revolution. But how's that going to happen? Through controlled chaos. All right? Order ab chaos. Out of chaos comes order. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, the fourth industrial revolution, merging man with machine. Everybody's going to have to take that thing. That the image of the beast will both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. And that's what's getting ready to happen. That's what's going to happen to those that don't want to be part of the system. You're going to be a cast out. You're going to be a castaway. All right, and eventually you can be hunted down by their androids and by their super soldiers. All right, and they're going to do away with you. All right, but that's all, for the glory of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and some of us are going to receive spiritual power. Some of us are going to have to get our heads cut off. Okay, they're both a beautiful way. All right, it says 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. That means everybody, okay, to make it clear, to receive charagma in their right hand or in their forehead. So that's every single person on the planet. This is going to be a global thing, not just a Babylon, which is America thing. This is getting ready to be a global thing. All these countries, all right, are getting ready to bring in the MOTB. This is why, going back to Revelation, the 3rd chapter, the 10th verse, it says, the hour of temptation of which shall come upon all the world. All right. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the that hath the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for his number of a man, and his number is 603 scoring 6. And that's talking about what? The UPC code, which everybody's going to have to get tracked. Everything right now that has a UPC code is tracked and accounted for. And that's how you buy and sell with it. All right, but now you humans are going to be a UPC code, the ones that take that thing. And also what's getting ready to happen is what? Because how are they going to bring about this new system? They're not going to bring about this new system casually. People are going to rebel, and they know that. This is Jeremiah chapter 30. I'm going to start with 5, and it reads, says, For thus saith Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, not of peace. And who you hearing that from? You're hearing that from the prophets. Because what the devil, which is the deceiver, is saying is peace and safety. Okay? So who you hear? Who's really giving the people the voice of trembling, of fear, not of peace? All right? It's the prophets. That's when the powers and bowels start with the apostles and elders of the great millstone. All right? It says, Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Now think about this for a second. I always like to meditate on this, or tell somebody to meditate on this. Why? What was Jeremiah seeing? What was Jeremiah seeing that he described seeing a man like he's travailed with a child holding his stomach? It says, Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins? All right? You see, grabbing his body, grabbing his stomach, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness, meaning there's a face of no hope. You see, because a great famine and destruction and death is coming. It says, at last for that day. And how is that going to happen? Because all hell's going to break loose. They're going to bring about these calamities. We can't forget they're destroying the atmosphere with all these train derailments. Then we can't forget about how they're destroying the food stock, the food stock. All right, they're destroying the water. You see, it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And who's Jacob? You so-called black Spanish Americans. But not all you guys are going to be saved this time like it was before. All right? Only the elect is going to make it this time, man. And this is why they try to introduce people. They're getting ready for the war. There was a war in heaven, okay? They're getting ready for that war in heaven. That's why they're talking about, they found the mothership, but that's an abomination within itself. There's no such thing as a mothership. Fathership, all right? But these devils going to pay for every word that keep coming out their mouth, man. All right? Their pride is beyond imagination, okay? But that's beautiful because the Lord is doing it. All right? So all hell's getting ready to break loose. Daniel's 12:1. It's going to get so bad out here that the Lord's going to have to send angels down to help us, man. Daniel's 12:1. And at that time, what time? Jacob's trouble. Shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there should be a time of trouble. What trouble is that? Jacob's trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that should be found written in the book. And that's talking about the elect. Both scriptures said the elect is going to be delivered in these times. In 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 1, and it reads, it says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. And that's what the prophets are doing. That's when you go to Jeremiah 30th chapter, the 5th verse, it says, We have heard a voice of trembling and fear, not of peace. Who's saying that? The prophets. Because the Lord told us to do this. All right? We're not just going on the highways and byways, okay, because we have nothing else to do, man. We're not doing these videos, okay, because we have nothing else to do. All right? It says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I shall put in who? The Lord said he's going to put in our mouths, said the Lord. Okay, so every video that's being played by the prophets, every time the prophets go in the highways and byways, it's not actually us doing it. It's Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai doing it. And this is why you people are going to get caught up in your sins. This is why you people are going to get caught up with your heads in the dirt or in the sand, because you do not understand what's going on spiritually. But yet and still the Lord said what? Of us to prophesy to the wind. Okay, even if they hear or forbear. The why? Because we washing the blood off of our hands, man. So this is what we're instructed to do. Behold, speak down the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. This is why we're able to see these things. We can see it like a movie in our minds. We see what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. We know what the MOTB is. We know how it's going to go down. We can see these things. Second verse, and cause them to be written in paper, for their faithful and true, which is the scriptures. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity, and that's the unbelief of you 2/3, man. We don't care if you don't believe. We don't give a damn if nobody comes. And obviously you can see that. We don't care if people don't come and check us out, man. We're doing what the Lord told us to do because we're all programmed. Incredulity of them, read that again. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Verse 3, and it says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity, which is the unbelief, because a lot of people don't believe, man, believe it or not. A lot of Jake don't believe. It says, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. And they get ready to come against the prophets, all right? Which, that's something we signed up for. That always happened to the prophets. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. That's your Jacob's trouble. And it's gonna show you. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted. This is why the Lord's doing this. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works fulfilled. This is why everybody else is gonna be caught in. Everybody else is gonna die horrible deaths except the elect. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. Meaning what? Meaning as soon as the Lord closed the prophet's mouth and we can't go in the highways and byways and do these videos, it's over for everybody in the world, man. All hell is going to break loose. The angels are going to let loose the winds, which is talking about calamities and judgment. All right? Once the elect is sealed, which they profanely commit. Read that again. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 8, I will hold my tongue no more touching their wickedness, the wickedness of 2/3. Our people doing more wickedness than Esau. But this whole world is profane. This whole world is wicked. This whole world is abomination, which they profanely commit, all because of Esau. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And that's an absolute fact. We are complaining continually. We need to get out of here. This is why we're running towards Jacob's trouble, because we know the end thereof. We need Jacob's trouble to happen. We want this thing, but we need this MOTB to come out, man. All right, and it's happening. It says 10, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. So-called blasphemers of America is about to be led to the slaughter. Could please believe when all hell break loose, all right, and however they do it through an EMP, however something happens or everything goes down to be in the military, they come into you so-called blasphemers of Americans' doors. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, which is America, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And that's what's getting ready to happen. The Lord's destroying this place. The Lord's getting ready to physically burn this place with fire, man. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten. And that's what's getting ready to happen. You people getting ready to mourn, man. You people going to mourn when you realize your 401k is over. You people going to mourn when you realize you have nothing. All right? You people going to mourn when you realize that what that dude said, Carl Schwab said, you'll own nothing and be happy. You people going to realize that real soon, man. Egypt shall mourn, the foundation of it shall be smitten with a plague, and the punishment of the Most High shall bring it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for the seas shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation. All right, and they're destroying the farmlands, they're destroying all the crops, they're destroying all the food. You see what they're doing, destroying the water. All right, and ultimately, people are gonna be fearful because of the missiles, man. Because you know it's not gonna be no future. You're gonna see that World War III is ramping up, and you're gonna realize that America's finished. Okay? And what you people all thought was the American dream or whatever reality you was living in this world, you're gonna realize that it's not going down like that. Especially you Babylonians in America. All right, America's not gonna be great again. This place is finito. All right, and when you realize that this place is gone and everything, all your ambitions and all your goals are going with it, that's when you people gonna realize that's that fearful consolation, and ultimately it's gonna be them intercontinental ballistic missiles gonna hit this place. 200 million warheads. And you people gonna be shook. Woe to the world. What that mean? Destruction. And them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. Swords, your Yamande gun. Why are one people gonna fight against another? Because it's gonna be total anarchy. For there should be what? Sedition amongst men. What does sedition means? To uprise against the government. Why will the people uprise against the government? Well, we know now we see why they're gonna uprise against the government. Because once all their savings in the 401k is gone, who else are gonna go to? But the government, but the mayors, but the elite, the bankers. It says a man shall desire, and when that happens, when all hell breaks loose, when anarchy happens, this is the next step now. 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why is a man gonna desire to go into a city but can't go into the city? But and shall not be able? Because it's gonna be martial law, checkpoints. For because of their pride, the city shall be what? Troubled. And the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It didn't say women, it says men. So how much more the women? Check this out. 19. And this is why it's going to be, this is why it behooveth you to be cold. Okay? Love your brothers and don't be cold, and be real cold with these people out here, man. Okay? Because these people, besides the brotherhood, are your enemies, man. Go back and watch what the hell is the name of that movie? Neo. All right, the first movie in Neo. Okay, it says 20. Behold, saith the Most High. No, 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. This is why it behooves you to be used wisdom. Okay, again, don't be all friendly with these people out here, man. Okay. It says 19. It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the what? The sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. There goes your Jacob's trouble in 2nd Ezra, the 15th verse and 19, the 15th chapter, the 19th verse in the Apocrypha. Jacob's trouble because of lack of bread, and they're taking away the food. And they're going to bring about the MOTB. They're taking away your money. They're taking away your food. They're taking away your water. You own nothing and be happy. So you people better get prepared. So with that, I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who are the apostles and elders of Rashabala. Peace and salutations to the Bayaf Dawadah, the house of David of Philek. So till next time, Shalom.